the biggest barriers still preventing Web3 from reaching mass adoption, and how do we overcome them?
Okay, that's a great question. I think the barrier would be the user experience. That also the reason why we focus on that. So at Viction, on a technology level, we have our technology is called zero gas feature. It's basically a native paymaster we employ on the protocol level. So what enable the user experience seamlessly. Developers, they can sponsor for that transaction cost. So user, when they transact, swap, sending fund on chain, they don't have to pay for the gas. So that's the user experience that we want to optimize and enable different use cases that we have on Victions. And we believe it can onboard tons of users. Because imagine if you onboard, ask them to use an app on chain, and then ask them to pay for the gas for a little bit, just a little bit, but you have to go through the whole process to purchasing the gas native token. That's painful to them.
How can blockchain unlock real financial inclusion in regions like CEA and Africa? What's working and what's missing?
I think the barrier of user experience onboarding and also the barrier of cost. So these regions, they have huge potential. They have huge populations and huge distribution network, which we also have resources there, and we see the potential there. But the barrier for them will be two things, user experience and the cost. They really low income, so they don't afford to pay for cost every time they do a transaction, and they need to have seamless experience to actually get them on board. And that's the two things we're focusing on Viction with our zero gas technology, enabling them to have seamless experience on board. Use the app without to pay for the gas, so no cost and no hustle, no burden when you have to go through the whole painful process.
How do we bridge the gap between blockchain's promise and everyday users? What will it take to make Web3 invisible but essential?
I think how do we deliver that is by focusing on building things that actually work for people. I see the space has been about decades, and people have been investing a lot in infrastructure, which I think is a really great thing. But I think there should be other people invested in building applications actually help users. And we happen to have Excel and user onboarding with 10 million users. Previously, we onboarded our multi-chain wallet, Coin88 wallet. So we think our job is to focusing on the part where we onboarding users, because there are some great experts doing infrastructure already. We also have our team at Viction to focusing on the technology improvement. But I would say the priorities are the whole 98 and Viction team are focusing on user onboarding. And that, I think, was the key to solve the user onboarding, bridging the gap between Web3 and the mainstream.
If we want to onboard the next billion users, what's the single biggest change the industry needs to make?
So billion users, I think that involve more the education towards not only the users but also the governments. You see, the blockchain technology, first of all, it came around as a statement against the centralized world where Satoshi with Bitcoin established, right? But along the way, when we realized there are much more possibility can be unlocked, especially for composability, permissionless, and accessible to everyone. But in order for you as a project foundation team to actually reach to the mass, we're talking about billions. They had to go through the government policy authorities, right? So in a way, we at Viction as well are doing our best effort to actually doing that as well, to talk to local authorities, to share with them. So this is the latest technology to see how, as a country, you can adopt it, and how can you prevent certain scam. It's like how you would see internet in the thousands, in early 2000 years, right? But people were like scam, and then people were afraid, but bad people were going to use internet to actually scam others. But if the bad people are actually actively working on it, and good people are not, then it's not happening. So if you are good people, you actually have to leverage the technology to actually educate to the government, the users, to how they can properly use technology to unlock more possibilities and prevent the scam. So that's my answer for that.